right, tactic number 3 for our specialization of situational awareness that we're pulling from our blue sky strategy, right? By the way, some people ask like, hey, what is the blue sky strategy? What's that all about? I can talk to you about it a little bit later, but long story short, as a pilot, you have these moments where you experience what we call blue sky. Blue in 22 was a code sometimes we would use, right, in our own little internal language. And what it meant was that the sky is clear as can be. I can see 22 miles of visibility. Nothing is in my way, visibility-wise. Doesn't mean there couldn't be a mountain on your path. It doesn't mean there could be other aircraft. All that's possible. But the weather is clear. I want your mind to be clear. The blue sky strategy is going to help you be able to experience freedom like never before. Freedom to really be you. Freedom to know the power in your presence, that you're positioned for purpose, and that you're prepared for your path. That is what the blue sky strategy is going to do for you. And right now you're seeing it start already just through this free training. So let's talk about this last one. One thing that I teach in a ministry that I run is I talk about the importance of availability, right? And again, look, you don't need to be into ministry or faith or anything. It's all good. This stuff still applies big time. But availability is crucial. And what the world has taught us is to fill up our calendar, to be very productive, to not leave anything on the field, right? And there's value in that. I'm a hard worker. I get it. But what about availability? One thing that I learned was I was so ambitious, and I began to realize, and I kind of started to have these insights and see, hey, if my ambition blocks out my availability for greater assignments, one of those assignments, that I believe we've been given from God is to actually be a parent. It's to be a good father, a good husband, a good leader. It's to be present. But if my ambition blocks out the availability for these things to happen, then I'm messing it up. I'm missing it, right? So for you, have you looked at how you're creating space for your family? I'm not talking about getting together and just pulling out your phones and wasting time. I'm talking about investing. See, we don't spend time with our family. We invest time in our family. It's not about how much time. It's about being intentional with the time we have. Start to put some intentionality. If you're a protector, if you're a prior service member, a first responder, and you are looking at things from a lens of, well, I don't have a lot of time with them, or maybe I've lost influence, I just want to remind you, you learned how to plan out missions in the past. You can do the exact same thing in your home. You just got to pull back a little bit, create some space, and think about what's coming up next and how you can partner with your spouse, if you're married, to do that. For me, I'm not a planner, actually. I know that surprises people a lot, but I'm not. I'm an executor. I go take action. My wife is the logistician. My wife is the planner. I'll tell you right now, there was a moment in the Army where I served as a logistics officer, and I totally blew it. Like, I sucked at it. It was not a good one, okay? And it's just because it's just not in me. That's just not my background. That's not the way I see things, right? See it and say it. It's just not me. Like, yes, detail-oriented to an extent. I care about accuracy for sure, but being a logistician took it to another level. So I partner with her. So can you partner with your spouse or someone in your life to be able to create the space needed and put the intentionality in place? So that's what I want you to do next. This is how we're going to wrap it up. Availability is actually one of my values. Sometimes we're like, oh, I'm too busy. Well, I know some people who were extremely busy, but highly available. I can think of some generals. I can think of some key leaders. I can think of a lot of people who have figured out the power of availability, creating space and intentionality for their family and those around them. So can you do that today? This is your last thing. I just want you to go ahead and figure out where are you going to create one area of availability in your life. Maybe it means you're not going to use your phone anymore, during certain settings. Maybe it means you're going to make yourself available for a certain time frame, whether that means family events or just being present to your kids, taking them places. I get it. This can seem like something where you're like, oh, I get that one, Adam, no problem. Well, then why aren't you doing it? It's because you might have had the information, but you might not have had the revelation yet. And I'm revealing to you the importance of this piece right now. All right, that concludes tactic number 3. You got all 3 tactics now to go create a unified front and to really start to lead a legacy in your home. This is just the starting point. But I'm telling you, if you actually take this serious, you and I will see a more unified family in your home. And I can't wait for that. Now, I got a bonus for you. I'm gonna give you a whole bonus right on top of this. But first, I want to talk to you about the blue sky strategy. The blue sky strategy consists of those 3 specializations we talked about. The first one, command presence. Being someone who actually speaks with authority, who draws others to you because you're an influential, attractive leader. That is really, really key in order for you to experience the freedom that you're looking for in this stage of your life, or that your team is looking for, or that your home is looking for. So we need to learn, how do we attract instead of chase? How do we attract instead of repel? Most people, we're not willing to change for those around us, and we need to change that as well. We need to be the ones who change. You know, from the protector side, prior service, that's 1% of the population. So why would you think the 99% will change for you? It's our responsibility to be the ones who improvise, adapt, and overcome. Command presence. Second one, situational awareness. We talked about that one already. I'm going to jump right over it into mission readiness. This is about being prepared for your path, about actually being someone who is ready for the next promotion. You know, one of my greatest things that I want for you is I want to position you for promotion. Promotion in the home, promotion in the workplace. I don't believe your best days are behind you, but they're ahead of you, but you need to train. And that's what we do with the blue sky strategy. So I want to invite you all to get to know me a little bit better, to spend some more time with me, and to be able to receive some of this training again on a whole nother level. There are 3 ways that you can work with me if you want to go further into this, whether it's through my own personal services, the ministry side, the business side, you name it, let's talk. First thing, if you're an organization that has people in your life, you have veterans, you have prior service members, first responders, you know, this background of a service-based organization, you have a high percentage of that, I'm telling you, there's a lot of strengths that are in them that you're not leveraging yet and that they really need training on. You know, they were trained when they got into the military or whatever organization it was, and they consistently trained, and they were actually programmed how to think. They were programmed how to operate in certain cultures, and now they're in a part where they're probably drifting through the motions quite a bit, but we can fix that. We can take them to a whole nother level to where not only are they an engaged employee, but they are next level leaders. That's what I want for you on that. So I would just encourage you right now, go to adamfjones.com, go to our website, book an appointment with me so that we can come and we can figure out if speaking or a workshop will be best suited for you. Next, if you're an individual and you're looking to engage in a community, I would invite you to go check out our ministry side. Again, go back to the website, adamfjones.com, go click on the ministry tab, and you'll find some more information on that. I'm not pushing my faith. I'm just saying, I want to be me. I want you to be you. And if this connects to you, go ahead and check that out. And then lastly, if you're just someone who you're like, I'm really excited about this, how do I get involved? I want you to reach out to me on Instagram, just directly. It's totally fine. Go to Lead with Adam, reach out to me. I'll put you in touch with the right people, and we'll figure out how you can best contribute to this mission. Because at the end of the day, our heart is to turn the hearts of the fathers and mothers back to their home, because we believe that is how we begin to create a unified front. And it's going to influence all areas of life. All spheres of influence will be influenced by this one area. The home, the structure, the power of identity. You know, these are things that we're just so sold out to. So if you believe in that as well, go ahead and reach out. I can't wait to get to know you on there as well. Lastly, I told you I got a bonus for you. So let's talk about that bonus. Here is the bonus. Can you begin to see your home not as just a building, but a headquarters? And can you begin to see your neighborhood not just as a community, but an area of operations? This is one of the greatest tricks to people that I work with that I've given them. I said, look, your home is more than just a building. It's a headquarters. And in a headquarters, man, we have intentionality. We have fun. We have planning. We make differences in the world because we're running operations. You know, can you go be the transformation that other people really want to see in the world? Can you be someone who brings light into darkness? I believe so, and I believe it starts by you actually naming your home and looking at it as a headquarters. Welcome to my headquarters. This is called the Fortress. My wife and I are both sold out on that. There's 4 of us in the home, and we just think it's just a great way to put some intentionality behind our home. And if that was too intense for you, again, shopping cart method, drop it. You don't need to take this one with you, but I noticed for a lot of people it's helped them tremendously. Additionally, the neighborhood, an area of operations. So now I begin to see, hey, even though it's an area I operate in, it doesn't necessarily mean it's an area I have influence in. The workplace, even though it's an area I operate in, it may not be an area I have influence in yet. So I need to go build that influence. I am operating here, yes, but I am not influencing. People are not attracted to me. I'll wrap up with this. When I was an Army commander, a brand new commander of an aircraft maintenance company, 54 soldiers working directly for me, officers, high-ranking sergeants, a first sergeant, all of that. It's crazy that I can even say this, but when I was doing that, I remember sitting down for my first training meeting with my company. And this meeting is all about the commander setting up the atmosphere and saying, here's what's going on in the next 30, 60, 90, and 120 days. And as I talk to them, I start to notice that they listened and yeah, they paid attention, but then there was one person at the table. When he spoke, they leaned in. When he spoke, they asked questions. When he spoke, they took notes. And as Patrick Lencioni says, that's the leader. That's the person that I need to build buy-in with and I need to build relationships with. See, influence is something that we have to work to gain. I saw the leader at the table. It wasn't the person with the position, the title, or the label. It was them. And I said, how can I partner with you to go to the next level with this organization? How can I partner with you to be able to learn from you and to leverage your influence so that together we can begin to transform this organization that had such a low retention rate to become one that people wanted to become part of, won awards and achievements because of that transformation. That is how I did it. I partnered with those who had the influence. And if you want to influence your home, I would encourage you, partner with us. Go to adamfjones.com and let's take your life to the next level as you continue mission.